Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
All right, thought we could get some good work in today. Situational day. Got a chance to put guys, in some challenging places. Just continuing to kind of the emphasis of the week of working through the response of those situations. Still got things we got to clean up, but all in all, I think it's been productive. Looking back at the numbers yesterday, just from the workload and the intensity of what guys brought throughout practice, had really good numbers, one of the top numbers that we've had throughout the course of a practice. So I mean, the work is there. We just have to make sure that the details are continuing to improve, and the application of those corrections and things that we have to get better at, that they're showing up. So continued push with that, and take questions.
You like some of the competition you're seeing?
There's competition, not only offense, defense. We're playing against some good on good, but I mean also within positions. There's a lot of guys that are competing for playing time and opportunities, and whether it's old guys or young guys. I mean it's where we are. So we need to see consistency in performance and action, and see those guys really taking to things they're being asked to do.
How did Maurice Smith and Robert Scott do today? We're getting a little bit more.
I mean, they got more work today. I think it's trending in the right way, but obviously we still got some more days to see how their bodies respond, and we'll get a better sense of that as we get close to game day.
You mentioned guys competing. How's Amorian Cooper doing in terms of pushing some of the?
No, he's one that directly is in my thoughts. It just he keeps getting better. He's a true freshman. You're still trying to figure out some of the things that to be able to do. I mean, he missed some time in fall camp, which kind of set him back, but I love that kid. I think he's got a great future in front of him. He's definitely one that's challenging. I mean, we got to play better at that spot, and that's something that we're continuing to push. And and he's a guy that's challenging for some time.
Kenny mentioned, like, when things are struggling, people outside want change, but you guys have to kind of stick to who you are. Are you able to install new sort of things in season and have it be pretty seamless? I mean, he talks about there's certain things that you guys could do, whether it's running bunch formations, things like that, to help receivers out.
Yeah, that's each week we'll have something for the game plan. I mean, you want to. Throughout my experience, and it's really offense, defense, and everything. If you're wholesale changing throughout the course of a week, I mean, it's hard to have real production. And now, you look back throughout the course of games, and you see a variety of looks that you might see, from an offense or from a defense. You have to be able to know how to fix it, and you have to be able to know how to adjust. And that's something that. When you just wholesale change, but I mean, there's little tweaks that you'll have and specific things to a game plan that you want to be able to implement, and we're always going to continue to do that. So we're working our way through that process, and I feel good about what we're doing.
Can you remember any time in your career, Kenny talked about, Marcus Freeman went away from everything he did at Cincinnati that you guys prepared for, and Wake Forest went away from who they are. Teams going away from what their identity is, like in a matchup.
Do I remember a time in my career that people have done that?
Just done like 180s on what you guys have
I mean,
done.
yeah. I mean, I don't. That's for me. I mean, that's not. It's not that. It's football. That's what I love about football, and that's what I love about going through. And there were things that in each week that you have a thought of what you're going to see. You have a plan, but so I mean, I never get into the deal of I want to prepare our guys for. The tips that we think we have, or that we think that we know, or how we want to attack somebody. We want their eyes to be starting in the right direction when it changes. Now, when you're dealing with inexperience and when you're dealing with guys that haven't seen a whole lot of things, that's where the challenge comes in. But I know you mentioned yesterday about concepts. So once you learn a concept, offensive line, defensive line, secondary, wherever that is, throughout your growth, you have. When you see all the different looks that you can have, you have more confidence in where that's going to go and how you can process the information and the adjustment. So I love that part of it. And I mean, there were things last week that they did more than what they had shown, but we'd seen it. I mean, it's not like they drew up something totally new. First game, there were some new things that that showed up, but it's still about being able to adapt to it. And I think we adapted last week. We didn't execute as well as we needed to, and there's some situations that we'd like to probably have different calls and all those things. So we're all in it, but I love that part about football.
Coach, in a situation like that where they're doing something different, you want to adapt, but you have freshmen.
that's where the challenges come in. When you have guys that haven't seen a whole lot, and when you see in different looks, you have to, you also got to know the strengths of your guys and maybe areas that they just need to continue to develop. And so there's a fair balance as a coach of what are we going to throw on guys within the course of a game, not trying to force them to play slower. And there were a couple things that, second quarter we made an adjustment on the sideline, and next series we called the play and we did not execute it, and it turned into being a negative play. And that is something that you just, as a coach, you see it, you want to be able to attack it, but you got to be able to play in balance to what your guys are confident in being able to do, not trying to ask them to do too much. And that's those part of things that you reflect back on and you say, well, with all the right intentions, as a coach, did you put your guys in the best position to achieve success? And that's the continued growth that we need. And as our team is young, and as we have guys that are in different places, different spots, that's something that we're going to continue to evolve to, and we're going to have more confidence to be able to do that. And it's just that's one of the challenges. But one of the great things about football is, and one of the great things about coaching is to be able to go through that process.
With some of the shuffling on the offensive line, are you seeing good responses from guys who maybe are getting opportunities?
I am, and even today, Lloyd Willis, a young offensive tackle, you're seeing confidence in him. He's getting a lot of 2 reps. He's gotten some 1 reps. Guys that are being pushed, into asked to do things that they're, maybe comfortable or not comfortable doing. But you see the growth throughout the work. And we're playing. Darius Washington is, I think he's still considered a redshirt freshman, but he's a couple years into it. Seeing the versatility that he's showing on the offensive line. Played 3 positions on Saturday. That was not by choice. We don't want to do that, right? But at the end of the day, he's able to go in there and just his football knowledge, the things he's done. He played center. He played both tackle spots. I like the growth I'm seeing from him, but it is challenging when you're doing that, just to be able to play as fast as you can. And so we need that continuity to come back. We need to continue to elevate the competition there. But that's. Some of those things are in our control. Some of those are out of our control. But how these guys are approaching the work that's what I'm pleased with. No, he got one more.
Is willingness to run the ball for McKenzie, is that something that's going to be growing as the season goes on, and is that an important thing for the offense? Whoever's playing quarterback.
Yeah, but so you're asking if he is willing or not willing?
More of a willingness to run when things aren't downfield forward.
But he has done that. He has. So he's going to take what he sees. Jacksonville State, 3rd down and 7. Everything was cloudy. He pulled it down, made a guy miss, and got a first down. So I don't think he's not willing to run, and so he will probably take what they give us as much as he can, and then if it calls for his feet, then we'll utilize our feet. All right, thanks, guys.